Good morning, Giselle. So welcome everybody. We're talking about 4 steps to more productive networking events. And I'm Kathy Barberi. The couple of things that we wanted to talk about were identifying the types of networking events you're currently attending, evaluating those networks, and that's the focus for today is the evaluation. Are you open to changing some of your habits? And then applying a strategy moving forward. So for those of you that are just popping on, make sure that you text in to Anita your name and chapter, I believe. And let me mute everybody. There we go. So last week we talked about where do you network and the types of networking events. And I did send an email with a BNI podcast, and I can't remember the number now, but I'll look it up. Talking about the different types of networking organizations. And business association, good. So one was, let me get over there. There we go, service clubs, the chamber, social clubs, women's business, I need to fix that, meetup or casuals, and then hobby clubs, right? Then there are professional organizations that we talked about. Let me go on back. And when we're going to these events, and like how it got like really large and then narrow. I'm checking your eyesight today. But setting your expectations. And what I mean from that is what's your goal from the event? Thinking about how many people do you want to meet, and are they specific people? And then on the flip side, so if you think about the events that you're attending, I'd like you to get in the habit of, and this is, one of the things about being open to change is get in the habit of inviting referral partners or prospective referral partners with you. So in our BNI chapters, we talk about, hey, invite people in your contacts here to the meeting. Well, this is no different. If you're going to these events that you have coming up, number one, are you able to invite someone to tag along? If it's a closed kind of event, which I can't imagine, some of them are not. Maybe it's a social, kind of thing, and it's an open house to an attorney's office or something. Ask the organizer if you can bring a prospective introduction for them. So even though you might think you're not able to bring someone, ask the organizer, hey, I've got someone I think would be of value for the event. Is it okay if I bring them along? Doesn't hurt to ask, right? So setting the expectation at these events that you're going to, I always have to trick myself into being more productive. I don't know if any of you have to do that, but, make sure that when you're going to these events, and you guys did a great job listing some of those there, I want you to think about the target market. We talked about that last week, the target market that's there. So what types of industries are going to be there? You can do some research on that, most likely in the description of the event. But if you haven't attended, if you have attended, you kind of get an idea, right, of who all has been there. But so specifically write out where you're going. So I want to pull the chat log real quick. And get to everybody. Chat. Let's see. So we have Quentin, Anita. Okay, there we go. So Quentin's going to the chamber every Friday this month, Gwinnett Chamber. The chamber after hours is the 16th. And then you have mentoring with the Gwinnett School, and then a Thanksgiving party. So that's good. Tanya has 2 additional per week, the chamber, the Rotary, special events like Circle of Firms. That, by the way, is something that we're co-sponsoring this month. So I'm going to share that information with you in town. Business associations, 1 to 2 social per week, 2 meetups per week for Yasmin. Jeff, you're busy. 4 other networking events. Business association meeting, 3 after hours. You really are busy this month. So as you're going to these events, not just specifically those folks, but for all of us, write down each one and who is, you want to have 3 introductions, solid, warm introductions, or productive conversations at each one of those events, and not just, oh, I think I want to meet, this will be a valuable experience if I meet 2 really good prospects for myself and for someone else's business. So, but take it a step further and say, just like we talk about, is be specific. Being specific is terrific. So who is who are the people that you want to have those conversations with by either name, if you know that they're going to be there. Maybe it's someone that you've seen, you're like, oh, Bob Smith, I really need to catch up with him. This would be a great opportunity for me to kind of get some face-to-face time with him. Or is it going to be, oh, I need to meet a CPA at this event? So figuring out specifically where you're going. Are those people going to be at those events, whether it's by specific industry or specific person? And don't go crazy with it to say, oh, I need to get 20 business cards. Well, no, that's hunting mentality, isn't it? But be real specific on who do you want to meet. And oh, by the way, if you're not sure they're going to be there, pick up the phone and call some that you know or kind of know to go with you to say, hey, I've been meaning to get up with you. I think this would be a great event, because I think a lot of people don't want to commit to one-to-one time. But they might be open to going to a networking event with you. So if you give them a call, or even someone in your own contact sphere in your chapter, if you're not calling your referral partners to go to events with you, I think you're missing a big opportunity there. And when you're going to an event with a buddy, that's what I call it, a BNI buddy or another networking partner, talk to them about, hey, these are the people I'm looking to meet. 2 or 2 to 3 people you're looking to meet at the event. And that sounds a little bit like a hunting mentality, but it's really not if you're thinking about how to connect people, looking for someone either for your business or someone else in your chapter, or, another referral partner that you're trying to connect. So set those expectations. I wouldn't go crazy with, oh, I need to meet 5 people, have really good conversation with 5 people. There's some follow-up information. There's an article, and I can't remember where I was reading it. In Forbes, the Entrepreneur magazine, that talks about 17 tips to survive your next networking event. I'd like you to thrive instead of just survive. Some of us don't love to go to social events like that. Some things that you want to be cautious of, I think, when we're in the organization is, your body language being open. And one of the articles I read, it talked about smile. We forget, we sit there and intensely are listening, or we're fading off into the background, but smile. It helps, draw people to you, and puts us in a good mood sometimes if we're kind of stuck with someone. Asking the right questions, make sure that you're asking people those questions. And I'll send you the podcast on 5 questions to stand out in a crowd, things about their business, making sure that you're listening to people instead of just talking at them. One other article I was reading was talking about, don't feel like the best way to waste your business cards is to hand them out to people that don't ask for them. I love that. I'm going to put that on a sign. The best way to waste your business cards is to give them to people that don't ask. So if you want people to ask, we'll ask for theirs, and then they'll ask you for yours, right? So again, we know that our core values talk about givers gain, and we're going to ask about other people, and then that comes back to us. So the second thing at the event, whether it's one that you're involved in or not, it never hurts to call if you know the person that's in charge, just to offer help. Sometimes it's just nice to offer, and maybe they don't take you up on it, but get involved with the organization. We know that you have to participate. You have to be engaged in oops, sorry, I almost dropped my laptop. You have to be involved and engaged. And if you don't know the organizer when you walk into an event, at the sign-in table, most events have sign-in tables, welcome, you're paying, you're picking up your name badge. Maybe the referring back up to the people that you'd like to meet, maybe you just ask them very quickly, hey, by the way, I'm looking for a CPA. Do we have one here? Speaking of, there's Beverly Ratliff popping on, who is a CPA. So asking the people when you walk in, hey, I'm looking to connect someone with a CPA or a banker or whoever. Is there one here today? And when you're talking to other people throughout the event, asking them, so what are introductions for you? Again, that's going to, get the response back of, oh, what are some good ones for you? So asking about getting involved, helping out, those kind of things, I think are really important as well, because I think a lot of people have the false expectation of, well, I'm going to go to a networking event, I'm going to meet people. Well, you might meet people, but that doesn't develop a relationship. And so how do you develop a relationship? You get involved. you ask the right questions, to the organizers and those types of things. Even if, say, you aren't involved in the current one, when you go to one, ask the people up at the front, hey, if you guys ever need help with checking people in, let me know. I'm happy to happy to help out. So just a real casual conversation that way. And then I like this one, connecting like a puzzle. So going in, so let's take this back a little bit. So you've made your list of who you'd like to meet, whether it's for yourself or other referral partners. You're either going to have that by industry or by name. You're going to walk through the doors, right? You're going to, other than getting involved in helping with the organization, asking the organizer or someone that's in charge of the event or an area of it, the folks at the sign-in table, if they have noticed any of those industries or that person that, hey, I've been meaning to catch up with so-and-so, John Smith, do you happen to recall if he's arrived yet? Now you may think, well, how are they going to know? Well, they check everyone in, right? So if they're there. But then down below, connecting like a puzzle. So thinking of who do you want to keep an open eye for? Take a look at your chapter roster and what your referral partners have been looking for. Remember, they're saying, I would like introductions to a CPA, or I would like introductions this quarter to a chiropractor, or I would like, they're saying that. So when you're in this arena, put the puzzle pieces together. These are little puzzle pieces in your networking life. And again, I like games, and I'm visual. So if you're visualizing these puzzle pieces, they're all laying out there at this event. You have a puzzle of one of your referral partners who is specifically looking, and you meet one of those people. Then you can put the puzzle pieces together and open the dialogue. So how are you going to remember to do that? Before you go into the event, pull out that card caddy, your business card caddy from all your members. If you, like when I go to chapters, I have a spiral notebook. And I know everyone thinks I'm just writing down all kinds of stuff about them, but I'm really writing down what I hear them say they want in their their weekly presentations. I'm not writing notes about what they're doing wrong or right. I'm just writing down, what are they looking for? Why do I do that? So I can reflect on it and remember, oh, so-and-so needs such and such for their business. So review whether it's your list, your roster in BNI Connect, whether it's, the card caddy or your notes that you've taken. Before you go into an event, refresh your brain on what your puzzle pieces, your networking puzzle, what those puzzle pieces are looking for. I think that's really key to just refresh your memory, or you focus on introductions for the week. So, we know that what we focus on, we tend to have more success with instead of, office phone never rings, hold on. So making sure you have that fresh on your mind. And even better, if you invite a few of your referral partners with you, you can make a face-to-face introduction. So, all of this is a strategy. If you know that those folks come to these events, say to your referral partner, hey, I've got someone, I don't know them that well, but I know that they come to this event on a regular basis. Why don't you come and I'll introduce you to them, right? That's what we do. We're connectors. That's how we roll. So thinking of it that way. And, let's say you come across someone at the event that is an industry or a person that one of your referral partners has been asking for. Instead of going, hey, I've got someone you need to meet. I don't think people really buy into that a lot of times. Instead of, hey, I network with someone that is open to sending referrals to someone in your industry. Would you like a personal introduction? Right? Because you don't know what I need. Or, oh, you got to meet this guy. Or you got to meet this lady. She's really nice or whatever. But to say, hey, I have someone of value in this industry that is open to meeting someone in your industry. Would you like a personal introduction? Try connecting them that way. And oh, by the way, when you're talking to folks and connecting them, way back up on your original list, have your information on your calendar handy of your next networking event that you're attending. Well, we know your BNI meetings, but when you're in conversation with people, asking them a couple of questions like, what are the best referral partners for you? What are some industries that would be a good referral partner for you? And so get them to talk about that, or asking them what led them to that industry. What's your background? What led you to this, where you currently are, and kind of get their story. But once you are hearing them, I think another thing that is really important to ask is, so where else do you network? And the reason is you're going to find commonalities, right? Oh, well, I go to that event once a quarter too. Or you find out, it's going to sound bad, but what additional value they have or could have for you, your business, and your referral partners, just to see how engaged they are in other events. And if they say they network other places, guess what? Then invite them to another event while you're standing there, so that leaves something on the table for you all as a connecting piece to say, oh, well, I'm going to an event next Friday or, next month. I think it might be a good thing for you. Why don't I go ahead and send you the information real quick? And you immediately send them that information from your calendar. If it's on your calendar, you could send them a calendar invite. You could send them the link to register, whatever that is, but take the opportunity to do that right then while you're standing there, or definitely after. I do think that a lot of people use their phone as a crutch socially. That's another way to keep people from approaching you if you're looking down at your phone. But if you just whip that phone out really quick or run to the restroom and send it on the way, but make sure you do it pretty quickly so that you have a connection to them. And then the other part is follow up. Oh, that is such an overused and underutilized term. Follow up, follow up, follow up. And you just want to punch them in the face when they say it. You're like, I know I need to follow up. So what follow-up systems do you have in place? Do you have someone that manages your social media and takes your information of people that you've met and connects with them? Do you send them a card? I used to have someone that would just handwrite little cards that would say, it was nice to meet you recently at the networking event or the networking meeting, whatever it might be. I look forward to finding out more about what you do. I'll be in touch in the next week or so, and maybe we can get together soon. Real, instead of, it's a very soft approach, but the reason that I went to in the next week or so is because we're all busy. So I leave a little bit of leeway there. If there's something specific that you talked about, you could certainly put that in there. Certainly send an email, for goodness sake. A card is nice. You can also subscribe to things like send out cards and services to follow up. But putting them in your database, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out what your tickler systems are. So I want to see how that goes. And if oops, I hit the back button. Oops. It'd be interesting. So I want to pause for just a second and see. I'm going to unmute, which is always kind of a gamble. So I'm going to unmute. And what are, number one, let's go to the set expectations. Who are some industries that you might want to meet at your next networking event? Okay, here we go. Everyone stop singing and screaming in the background. Okay, so give me one event that you're attending next. If you don't, then I will. Let me stop sharing. I think I unmuted everyone. Anyone? Bueller? Yes? Anyone? Tanya? Somebody play the game? Okay, forget it. I'll just do it. You may not be able to talk, though.
Clinton said a state attorney.
What's that?
Clinton chatted in a state attorney.
Oh, a state attorney. Thank you. So an estate attorney and boutique retailers. Robin, give me more specific. CPA, Tanya. Awesome. Thanks for playing. And CPA's on my list too, Tanya. We need to go network together to find them. Dun-dun-dun. So we have, I think it's next Wednesday. Yes, it is. The Circle of Firms. What is the Circle of Firms, you might say? Well, it is a business networking in the evening of 5:30 to 8 next Wednesday, the 15th. And it is, like I said, more B2B. It's in town, off of Piedmont Road. And we are one of the co-sponsors. So there's a photo there. Look, there's people there, y'all. There's business people connecting and networking. So finding out, gift stores, clothing boutiques, cooking shops. Perfect. I kind of knew some of them, but that would be good. So when you're going to your next event, and you just gave me a list of people that you'd like to meet. So why not take a few minutes and reach out to some of the ones, right? The same tactics of how we invite to our BNI meeting. It's called prospecting. It's not really inviting to BNI, it's prospecting. And so there are some folks that you know, and then there are other folks that you kind of sort of know or don't know at all. And the best way to go to call folks is to say, hey, I'm going to a networking event. There's going to be other folks there that I think might be of value to you. I got your name from so-and-so. They highly recommend your firm or your company or your brand, whatever that is. Would you like to go with me? I'll introduce you to some folks. So that's one way, right? You can go on LinkedIn. You can go on our website for Find a Member and let's just type in for kicks and giggles, CPA. And they're all the folks that are in accounting and CPA related fields. Now that's a warm referral that you reach out to these people and say, hey, Beverly Ratliff, do you happen to know any other CPAs in the Roswell area or in the Alpharetta area or wherever? Beth, same thing, asking our members, who else do you know? Because I bet that they're in an association together. And if they took just a few minutes, they could probably introduce you in your area to someone that they know or kind of know, right? So that's the best way to do that. Or you go on and go on LinkedIn, go on Facebook, and just start networking socially there. You go and you ask folks, you post it, hey, who do you recommend for a CPA in the blank area? And people will actually recommend people there. You give them a call and you say, hey, you don't know me, but Sue Smith referred you to me, and I'd like to meet with you and chat about possibly getting to know you and your staff, your team, and sending referrals your way. Get together for coffee and then invite them to to go network. Yeah, it really is. Thanks, Tanya. She's saying it's a really successful strategy, networking with other BNI members. And funny enough, I joke about it all the time. It's a very sarcastic statement. We are the world's largest referral organization. We should act like it. And after today, I'm happy to report that BNI Connect is down most of today for a great reason, because now we will be able to send referrals through BNI Connect anywhere in the U.S., which is awesome. Before you had to pick up the phone, that thing that no one uses anymore, pick up the phone, call someone, or email them from Connect. So now we are able to pass referrals that way. So I would recommend ask members in this area and other areas, who do you know in this area that needs to get out and network? You will be very surprised. Don't do it all yourself. So Circle of Firms, who's going with us? Come on. Next, Wednesday, November 15th. If anyone wants to ride from the Roswell area, I can hold 8 in my party van. I think 8, yeah. 5:30 to 8. We're going to go probably early so we don't have to mess with traffic. We have a table. We're going to need some of our members to help with that table. So if you would like to attend. And oh, by the way, we have a special deal that the party van, it's such an oxymoron. But it's a great way to network. So I would highly encourage all of you. I know that you're on your the web now, but come with us. We will actually use these strategies for this event. So if you're going to show up, we will make a big deal out of you being there, because I got to say, I don't know anyone that is like, yes, I'm going to drive into the beast of traffic. Granted, it's on a Wednesday, so that's better than a Friday, but there's plenty of space to have one-to-ones ahead of time. So I'm saying, let's just leave at 4. Oh, darn. Val, we will do it again sometime. But yeah, we'll probably leave right before 4, I would say, ish, for the party van. Not really. Next one's in January. I knew that there was another one. So Val, you can redeem yourself there. Maybe we'll, go there. But I'd say 4, right, Bo? Wouldn't you say that's a good time to attend? And the caveat of this is whatever the ticket price is, if you type in BNI as the code, then you get in for $15. So how you can use this to your advantage is call a previous visitor that you have met at either BNI or another networking event, or someone you want to have a better relationship with, and say, hey, I'm going to this event. It's going to be a real powerful thing. I think that they have 75 to 100 and something people there. Discount for any. Oh, yeah. And we also encourage you to, we have a discount for any of our BNI folks that want to have a table. So if you want information on that, I can get that over to you. I have special connections. So I'm saying, Bo, don't you think leave 4-ish? That would, or maybe 3:30, 3:45 from my Roswell area. It'll take us about 40 minutes to get down there and get the table and stuff set up. So yeah, and it's not a bad idea for chapters to host a table. We've done that in the past. So okay, so back to our thingy bob. So what I'd like you to do is, so you're at your next networking event. What is the event? It is Circle of Firms. You know what? Why don't I send this to you? The link. Oh, and it's on our website. Go to BNI ATL right here, and it's on the top left. So you can click that. It's called Circle of Firms. Thanks. Free food and dessert bar. I mean, what more could you want other than really good connections? So we are going to, we're going to network together, folks. So what a great experience. We're going to set expectations. So if you're going to come with us for next Wednesday, or if you're going to another event, I would love to find out who you're wanting to meet. Number 1, specifically by name or by industry. And 3 to 5, I wouldn't set a high expectation, really. If you usually just go to events and don't put down a strategy, then I would definitely recommend you go for no more than 3 solid connections. And I don't mean just business cards. I mean actual conversation, discovering information about their industry and who they're looking for. Get involved. Not to add more to your plate, but if you're going to an event next month anyway, ask them ahead of time. Hey, do you need any help with the sign-in table? Do you need any help with drink tickets? Do you, whatever, however you can do it. And then connect people before you're going into the event, asking specifically for your referral partners. Who are introductions you would like, and how can I help make them, right? And then follow up, have your follow-up system in place. I used to have, and I still have a couple this week actually in my glove box, that if I wait, I don't like homework. I want to do it right then. I am very in the moment kind of gal. And so if I don't do it then, it will not get mailed. So, or you just realize that you're not great at that and you hire someone to do it. Honestly, that was the biggest aha for me. But have those in your glove box, and you literally mail them like at the event if you can, or find a place to mail them. The stamps are already on them. I just personalize it and send it off. So, all right. So we will see you next week, and we're going to talk a little bit more about evaluating your network, and then how to change some of those habits that we have formed. Thanks. Have a great week. We'll talk to you all soon. If anyone wants to go on the party bus, let me know. I shouldn't say party bus. That sounds crazy. But...
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.